Today we'll be playing Warhammer 3. Now, for those who don't know what Total Warhammer 3 is, I have 3 words for you. Fantasy, World, Domination. Today we'll be playing as the Lizard People, specifically my favorite, Gorak, who, if just by looking at his little profile picture, loves violence. With that being said, we'll go right into the video by starting off and basically surrounded by everything we hate. Specifically non-lizard people. We start by doing what lizard people do best, and that is killing non-lizard people. Directly after this, we take the city of Zottel, and then shortly after, Quetzal. Then did some diplomacy with other lizardmen. Declared war on the Khorne faction to our north and quickly took their settlement. Then we took their capital. Eyed the Zeech faction to our east and recruited our new lord known as Itza. Moved Gorak up to the borders, and for some reason I cut this out of the video, but I did take the settlement over and gave some new troops to Itza. Did diplomacy with the other lizardmen before putting blessed troops into my army. I then got declared war by the British, and I mean this literally. Had a trade agreement with the soon-to-be-dead faction. Then finally started moving Itza up north to deal with the British, and then declared war on a Dark Elf faction that was attacking my ally and killing a Dark Elf. More diplomacy and being attacked by the Bordelou. I think they're French, I don't think they're British actually. Declared war on some random Beastman faction and quickly killed them. I then also killed the garrison for the city nearby, so I just quickly occupied that. And then did some diplomacy and gave away the city right after. Almost immediately got declared war on the Rat People. Retook my allies' capital from the Dark Elves. And then got war declared on by dead pirate people, who immediately attacked my settlement, and I decided to fight it. I'll save you the boring details and tell you that basically for the first half, I made myself a ham sandwich, and for the second half, got destroyed by bats. God, I hope these things don't evolve. Had Itza attack a random French-British army. Gave away yet another settlement. And then almost immediately threatened to confederate with them. Had Itza retake one of my settlements that I had lost. Put a Dark Elf settlement into a siege battle with my new army, and then immediately attacked a wandering Dark Elf army. However, after this point, things started to go downhill. Starting off by losing the city of Quetzal. Then getting war declared on us by the other Rat People and losing a battle for a city. We took another Dark Elf settlement and immediately killed the entire Dark Elf faction. And then lost the city fight again. I thought it'd be best if I had Itza retreat, but then my city of Zottel got attacked by Skaven. I put an army at my borders, which I would later delete for money. Somehow won a garrison battle against the pirates. I would soon be put into a battle with Itza against the French. In this same battle, I realized that chameleons can't shoot downhill. Are you kidding me, man? I got mad, so here's a slow motion of them getting cavalry charged. I ultimately won the battle with a lot of losses, and immediately had a rebellion. Won another garrison battle, and then lost it. Catching a Skaven army in the underways. Then had the Egyptians declare war on me. I then sadly lost Itza. Around this time I actually quit and I didn't save the game, so apparently I have Itza back and a lot of other things back. So just like that's why I have some things back, I guess. First thing I did was retreat Itza back to another town and then attack a very interesting auto-resolve battle against two armies. I then got my city under siege, so I had to move Gorak up to defend it, but it was still a valiant defeat, so I just waited there. Eventually they retreated, so I just sent them back down further south. Won another garrison battle against the Skaven. Attacked an encamped vampire count thing, I don't know what it's called anymore, but eventually they ran off, so I just used my second army to pick it off. Discovered some Skaven and Quetzal, which I took care of, and then won a battle of Zottel again. I then had Gorak go and take one of the vampires' cities, and then lost another battle against the French. Took another city from their control, rejected their peace treaty, and declared war on a random beastman faction, which I quickly took care of. For some reason I cut this out of the video, but Itza took over a settlement and lost a settlement to the French. Took the Pirate Coast capital and a French settlement. Marched north to take the settlement of Poxmarsh, and then rejected a peace treaty from the French. Took another French settlement, and the last pirate settlement. Lost a French settlement, and then took it back right after. Took the last French settlement, basically winning the war in the east. Attacked some Skaven and basically the garrison for another city nearby, which I quickly took over after. Got some more war declared on me by the Empire. Recruited a new lord known as Shakur. Found more Skaven, which I quickly took over. Then lost my first settlement to the Empire. Took over another Skaven settlement. And another. And then gave them away to my ally. Lost another settlement to the Empire. Attacked a retreating Skaven army. And gave a city away again. Won a battle for my ally. And started taking over the Eastern Islands under Skaven control. Found myself in a 3v2. And found out that my ally had war declared on them by the Egyptians. For some weird reason, the three armies retreated, so I took over the settlement. And then another one. And then a third one. Then a fourth. Like any sane person, they asked for peace, I rejected, and then they took away Shukr from me. I obviously took away their port city. It was around this time that I was looking at the long victory conditions, and I realized that I needed at least 70 cities controlled or raised. The issue is the island that I was fighting for had only about 38 to 40. I was not getting 70 cities. I lost a city to the Empire. And started my campaign down the southern ridge of the island against the Egyptians. Took a city back from the Empire. And continued my southern campaign. I then lost another city to the Empire and took over the last Egyptian settlement. So this really weird glitch happened where I basically ran my army into a hero and suddenly it disappeared. So I spent a little bit trying to look for it, and then I found it on through the big map. And you can tell, I kind of just stared at it for a second, and I got, I wasn't really happy about losing that progress. Due to my armies being away, I lost a settlement to the Empire. Encircled an Empire settlement and attacked the last main army of the Skaven Empire, which allowed me and my ally to take the Skaven city. Seeing as I needed more cities, I declared war on the Lizardman faction, then killed the Wandering Beastman tribe. I soon moved Itza to take out the last Skaven city on the island, and had Gorok attack the first Lizardman settlement. After around 6 turns, I finally took over this Empire settlement, then lost one, and took it back. Gorok was then put under siege, and if I tried to attack it, I would die. The Lizardmen pushed into the city and basically made me fight it. I was lucky enough to manage to kill their leader early on. Why did I just do that? Which allowed me to take out most of their big tanky units. However, around the city I wasn't doing too well, so I made my troops go to the top victory point to defend it as a final stand, which allowed Gorok to have his main character moment. I would ultimately win the battle by taking out the last standing general. Directly after that, I won a garrison battle against the Dark Elves. Soon recruiting a new lord known as Oddtail, then taking a Lizardman port city, before attacking a legendary army, and then a second army. Soon after, the High Elves decided to declare war on us from Ulthuan. We took another Lizardman port city, basically landlocking them. Moving in, then we did take another Lizardman settlement. Then attacked a rogue Empire army. While going through some notifications, I passed by something that I should have read. I did go back and read it, and realized it was probably my worst nightmare. The endgame scenario turned out to be disgruntled dwarves However, this didn't really affect me due to the fact that I was nowhere near anywhere dwarves would be, and the only dwarf faction that existed was already wiped out. I'd quickly take over another lizardman settlement. Then came the coin flip. I'm saying this right now on the recording. We're gonna flip this head 3 times, okay? This is gonna be best out of 3. Heads is that I leave. I'm done. I go with the short-term victory, and I take it and leave it. Tails, I have to take the long-term victory, fight through the Dwarven Horde, and somehow get, what? How many do I need? 20? No, like 17 more cities. Alright, we're gonna flip this 3 times. The first time is heads. It's best out of 3, so we got 1 heads. It's another head. Despite the coin flip coming up as heads, I decided that it would be best to take out the Lizardman faction and then end the run. Starting off strong, we immediately got attacked not once, but twice by the same army. We'd, however, make our comeback with Gorok taking out not 1, but 2 of the elven armies before occupying a lizardman settlement. We did, however, lose our settlement to the High Elves twice before losing a settlement to the Lizardmen. Taking this many losses all at once, I decided to try and make a peace treaty with the Lizardmen by giving away a settlement. Then retaking the settlement, I lost to the High Elves, along with taking out that army. Despite just making peace, my ally had other plans and forced me into a war. However, I did retake one of the settlements that I lost to the Lizardmen. Then took out another High Elf army. And then a High Elf settlement. Swiftly followed by one of their armies. And ending when I killed Tyrion. The endgame happened, and this is when I realized that I was in the clear and perfectly fine from the endgame. I would then take the settlement I gave to the Lizardmen when I wanted peace, and attacked another High Elf army. After taking the settlement from then on, the High Elf of this faction no longer bugged me. I would then go and take the final port city of the Lizardmen, and be forced to defend it from the High Elves. I then took the second to last settlement of the Lizardmen faction, and then finally took the last one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a very long time to make. It would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe or at least like the video. Without further ado, enjoy the rest of your day.